Yo, how's it going, guys? You're watching Blobinati Central. My name's Rowan. I think I've just found a 4x4 method without parity. I'm calling it felt method, which is like 4ELT, because it's like 4x4 plus belt method. Yes, it's super cool. I invented this about a week ago. I've been polishing it ever since. Let's jump straight into it. Okay, so step one of felt method is making some opposite centers. So this is pretty standard in like most 4x4 methods. You just make centers of opposite colors on opposite sides like this. And for this method, you want these to be belt colored centers. So if you always find yourself starting on like white or yellow colors, then you're gonna wanna build not those colors, opposite centers. And you're gonna wanna build those on the left and on the right. Step two is actually making the belt. So you just start making belt edges, and then you just make belt edges. You just make the belt edges and solve the belt. It's super weird. Okay, the next step is to separate centers into opposite colors. So you want to put front and back color centers on the front and back, and top and bottom color centers on the top and bottom. So like this, that. And now we have top and bottom colored centers on the top, and front and back colored centers on the back. Okay, so now is where we pair two non-belt edges, and we put them here and here, so down left and down right. Okay, now we're going to actually solve the centers. So remember your color scheme from before, red, blue, so yellow. So yellow has to be at the bottom, so let's make that happen. So you gotta use a bunch of these slice moves here, and then let's see, this is orange, so you can go like that, put those oranges, and then this one, bring it up, and then put it in like that, and then the top must be white. So, like this. Boom. Solve the centers. Very cool. Okay, now we need to orient all the edges. So there could be some algorithms for this if you really wanted it to be algorithmic, but here's how I do it intuitively. Okay, so start by putting pieces with the same orientation into the bottom layer. So as many as you can, except leave one gap. So there's two like beginners algorithms. So the first one like flips this piece and this piece to orient them. So if you want to flip this piece and this piece, you go like this. 3 times. 2, 3. And that flips those. And then this is the parity. So you see how everything is oriented except for this one edge? Only that's parity, and you have to do the whole horrible long algorithm. But if you use the same alg as before, what that does is it sets this thing up, and then you can bring them into the top layer and then use the same alg again. So it's really one algorithm that's like 12 move long parity. Who knows? Does that skip parity? I don't think so, but maybe, who knows? Okay, anyway, the next step is to orient all the corners. So you want to get all oriented corners in the bottom. So I have 2, so I'm gonna bring them down like this, and then put them in the bottom left. And now we need to, I just do a random soon to try and orient things. And hey, we oriented stuff. So I'm gonna put this down here, R2, U2, R2, and then we just have a normal soon on top. So now the cube is actually reduced into a 4x4x2 because these two are completely solved. So it's kind of like a domino cube, but for a 4x4. So that's super weird. Anyway, the next step is edge pairing. So put a broken edge in the bottom front like this, and then find the piece that needs to pair with it and put it in the back top like this. Then make sure you have another broken edge in the top layer. So I'll just put this one up, and then you do a small R2 to pair it up, and then put this edge in this edge's place like this. Undo the first 2 moves, and then undo the last moves. And that should have paired an edge, and you can basically just keep repeating that until, like this, until you have 2 edges. So this like 2 edges left is kind of like another parity. It's like half of parity because you have to switch these 2, but don't worry, there's an algorithm for this. What is the algorithm? Well, you hold it like this, and then that's the algorithm, okay? And now we've freaking reduced the cube into a normal scrambled domino cube, so something like this. Well, okay, it's not normal. There is still PLL parity, but basically the 4x4 is now like a 3x3x2. So what I like to do next is I just like to solve the bottom layer. So, whoops, put those in, insert that, and now I have this whole block here, and then I just need these corners, and then insert that edge, and then I solved the bottom layer, and then you can just do PLL and hope that there's no parity, and I did not get any PLL parity. So the 4x4 is now solved, as you can see, and that was the felt method. So if you thought that that was an interesting 4x4 method, go ahead and subscribe, because I like subscribers. Please press like and leave a nice comment about how you think this method could be improved or something like that. I don't really know. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.